why when a female, right, relationship,
Yeah.
dude and a girl, man and woman, when they together for however long, right, and the female decides in her mind that she's signed out, she's mentally not there no more, why does the female still decide to stay and stick around? When she knows she's signed out mentally, she knows she's signed out emotionally, she probably already signed out physically. She's just there and existing until she decides it's over. Let's get to that.
Li- All right, listen, you're not gonna like my answer, and I already know it because we discussed, like you said previous, we discussed this
I forgot. That's
already,
why I need to
and
hear it
you gonna
again.
hate my answer. But the answer to that is she is waiting for a change still, even if she's mentally checked out, even if she's physically checked out,
Right.
even if emotionally, anything spiritually checked out of that person, of that man, of that woman, whoever the fuck she's dating. She still has somewhat of a hope that he or she or it will change. And they're thriving, they're running
Right.
on that little small amount of gas,
Right.
aka the hope
The hope.
that they have.
False hope.
Like, oh, I know false hope, because at the end of the day, like, he not gonna change, she not gonna change,
Right.
it not gonna change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That
But
person is not gonna change. It's
mhm.
like if you are in a relationship with somebody
Right.
and um she's mentally checked out because you stopped doing certain things that made her fall in love with you.
Right.
So
So it could be a
she's gonna
multitude
mentally
of
check out
things.
because, like, oh, yeah, or it could be multiple things. It could be a list of things. It could
Yeah,
have been
but
like,
why? Like,
I don't know, you don't do this no more. You don't take me out no more. You don't plan dates no more. Or we don't sit down and have a conversation no more. It could be an ongoing list of bullshits, that in her head it might be bullshits.
right. So let me ask, like,
And it could
okay,
go on.
so she's still hanging on hope. She's checked out mentally. She's checked out physically, right? And when a bitch usually do that, right? She'll still lay next to you. She'll still go to sleep with you. She still might fuck you. But at the end of the day, she's still gonna be in her head like, I know I should leave this nigga. I got this whole other thing lined up, right? Because that's what a female do when she decides to exit. She already got something lined up, and let's get straight to that, right? Especially when you're dealing with a young female. We ain't talking about no older cougar or whatever. We talking about a younger female, right? So why
No, for
still hang
couples,
on
no, none of
when you know you done, when you know you out, and you know your exit plan as a woman? Why still waste his time? Regardless of what shit he puts you through, however the relationship about to end, whatever the case may be. Even if the shit is good and he's a good man or whatever, if you still decide to check out mentally, why should I still deal with you, bruh? You wasting my time thinking, oh, I might be
the
doing everything right. Let's get to
the
that.
reason why the reason why is because you date somebody for so long, you just get used to it. You just get immune to it. You're just
So
like,
it's
well,
all you know.
I'm scared. I'm scared to leave him because I'm so used to it. He knows how I am. He knows how
Right.
I act. He knows
Right.
what I like. He knows what I don't like.
Right.
He knows how to control me. He knows how to, relax me, whatever the fuck.
Right.
He knows the ins and outs of her.
Right.
And if she leaves him and starts dating somebody brand new, she's going to have to reopen, relearn, change things. And
Right.
because us women, we are willing to change from our looks to our personality to anything to accommodate whoever we're dating. Where we go that far.
Right.
So if she's been, let's say, for example, she's been in this relationship for 5 years.
Right.
5 years, 5 years with this person. She's used to being around him. She's used to everything. From the moment they wake up, from the moment they go to sleep.
But don't you think she gonna get tired of that
Everything.
pain?
They have a
And she gonna get tired of going through that cycle, just like him too? Even if they tried every solution, she's still hanging on, but she knows she's not there emotionally no more, tapped out mentally, but still hanging on. I get that. But we talking about, right? We still on the subject of young people, right? We're young too, but like,
right.
why do they still have to do that? And I'm not blaming it for every female, because guys, we've tapped out too before. But I ask that because usually when dealing with a young girl and she's tapped out, she need to go ahead and walk away, because once we make that decision as a guy, we gonna stand on that nine times out of 10, unless you're dealing with a dummy, right? That's gonna allow a female to double back on you, which I've had before happen, where a female double back, she double you, we turn, whatever you want to call it, right? Because then when that happens,
Right.
it's up to you how you go about that. You know, at that point, it could be a toxic thing, whatever. But I feel like both parties got to move on after that, because then it ain't going to be real no more. It ain't going to be organic. You still searching for something that ain't there. Let's get to that.
Yeah, right. No, seriously. Well, I agree with you on that part. Now, if there's a female out there that they still continue to be in that toxic relationship,
Right.
even if the relationship is not toxic and you're just mentally fucking checked out,
Right.
then that's your problem, not anybody else's problem. You are young enough
Right.
to get out and move on.
Right.
Which I know it's not hard. It's easier said than done.
Right. Oh,
Trust me. But, right. But you cannot stay. You cannot live in a life like that.
Nah.
You're mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally checked out from this person, and you continue to live there.
Yeah.
You continue to be there. He's gonna think, oh, it's okay. I can do whatever the fuck I want, and she's still gonna be here. At that point, you're just his sex toy. Sorry, not sorry. You know what I'm saying?
You just a situation.
No,
You're just a situation at that point.
You're just a situation. Honestly, because he can go fuck a bitch and come back and fuck you.
Right.
What kind of life is that?
Right.
You probably, the woman or the man, whoever's in the situation, whoever's on the opposite hand,
Right.
you're probably ready for a family, to settle down, to buy a house, to do things right, to do, the whole 9 yards. Right. But he or she is not ready. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
This is your sign to let him, her, it
And it's
go.
best to let it go when y'all don't share the account financially. Y'all both got your own shit. Y'all don't got no kids to hold y'all together, so y'all won't definitely have to deal with each other. So just walk the fuck away,
Y'all
right?
can walk away with your hands in.
Right. So let me put this in there on the hypothetical.
Y'all can walk away.
Can I put this in here on the hypothetical, right? Let's say hypothetically, she does communicate it, right?
Right.
And matter of fact, let me use my a situation before where I've dealt with a female, right? She sat me down and told me straight up and communicated, hey, all the stuff I got going on with so and so, my family, this job, whatever, I'm not gonna be here emotionally available as much as I would. And if you feel like you can't handle that, she sat me down, told me straight up, if you feel like you can't handle that, let me know now. And what did I do as a man, right? You gonna do what you can for the relationship, right? And if you feel like you can handle your candle, you do as you think, right? Mind you, it didn't end that way. I fucked it up. I didn't handle my candle. But given the opportunity, when a female and a dude gets together and able to communicate that as a young person too, because if you be grateful to be dealing with a young girl now, and she's able to communicate those things and be open enough to be like, you're not going to judge her, she's not going to judge you, they're not going to use it against you when y'all argue, all that, right? So the fact that she hypothetically, right, in this situation, chose to communicate that, now as a guy, you got to make a decision if you can handle that. Because if you feel like you can't, and you so used to her being emotionally available, physically available, and all that, right? If you feel like you can't, then that's on you as a responsible person. Be like, I can't, let me step away, because she gave me the choice. But a guy being a guy, he gonna feel like, I gotta be there for her while still in this relationship. Let's get to that.
Yeah, and you don't, like, that's the thing. If she or he brings it up,
right,
and tells you and
Right.
sits you down like, hey, this is how I'm feeling and this is what's going to happen.
Right.
How you feel about it. Be honest.
Right.
If you are able to handle, if you are able to accommodate for this new life or this new
Right.
lifestyle or whatever changes that are happening,
Yeah, because it's
then
a
you go
change
ahead
and
and
it's a
proceed the
phase too.
relationship.
It ain't gonna be like that way forever, is what she
Right.
told me. But in the
No.
meantime, this is how it's gonna be. And she wasn't trying to control or nothing. She was just being straight up. Cause if she has to ask
Exactly.
me, then she probably don't trust me to handle it. But at least she's giving me the choice, right? And communicating that, which is
Yeah.
lacking, the
But
communication part.
if communication is always key. Always communicate with your female or your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, fiance, whatever y'all are. Always communicate. The communication is what builds the foundation. It builds the trust. That's where all these other factors feed off of.
Right.
If there's no communication, there's no trust. If there's no communication, there's no foundation. If there's no communication, you can't understand each other.
He gonna be thinking one thing, and they gonna have two different views in a relationship, and they gonna still be fucking with each other, right? And then everything gonna explode, and then they gonna be like, "Well, I thought it was like this. Well, I thought it was like this." When in reality, right?
No, you need to sit down and ask questions. Make sure everything is straight between y'all both. If there's a life-changing opportunity, you got to sit down and communicate with her and him. You got to communicate with that. Because what if this change, what if this opportunity interferes with y'all's time? You know what I'm saying? The constant working, the constant, being gone, the traveling, whatever the opportunity was or is, it's going to affect. It's going to affect. Trust me, like I've been through it, I lived through it. I know, and I'm a put it out there. Me and Kyle, we had to sit down, we had a conversation because obviously he works first shift. I used to work second shift, so it was interfering with our quality time. Please, but it interfered with our lives because we no longer had the time for each other, and the only time we had was a Sunday. Because sometimes I would end up working 6 days, and he only works 4 days, 12-hour shifts. You know what I'm saying? And he's off Monday through Sunday, goes back to work Monday. I was working Monday through Saturday, and there'd be weeks where I would have to work all 7 days. And we felt like our relationship was falling apart because we never dedicated any time with each other. And that goes with that, because if you don't communicate, if you don't talk, if you don't discuss certain things with each other, you guys are going to end up falling apart. You're going to end up falling. We almost, our relationship is not perfect at all. We almost fell apart. We called it quits so many times. Trust me, me and this man, we've been together for 10 years. 10 years. We just hit the 10-year mark in February of this year. And it wasn't easy. I know that for a fact. It wasn't. We've gone ups and downs. We've hit, the worst walls. But at the end of the day, we were able to hit them hard enough to knock them down.
So with that being said,
but that's where communication is key.